up guys, this is Forgotten Peak, and in this video we'll be covering a tutorial for the snowboard game. We're going to be using a controller for this tutorial, hence why we have the little display down below. Highly recommend using a controller for this game. If you are using a keyboard, I cannot help you because that stuff's impossible. So here is the menu. So you got your news, which is just here, it gives you an update. You got your sessions. We'll cover this in a bit, or maybe in another episode. We got the missions, which are all based on the campaign. I'm not going to cover it in this tutorial. And the free ride, which are your teleport locations. You're going to be using this a lot, so familiarize yourself with this little screen. Then you got your travel menu. As you complete the campaign, you'll unlock more mountains. And if you download any modded mountains, they will be down below in this example slot or fill in next to it. Then you'll have your inventory. So as you gain sponsor packages through the campaign, you'll unlock items. And this is pretty much where you can put it on. But before you do that, I recommend going to the camp. Here, this will allow you to put on your board and see what changes you are applying. We're not going to be messing with this for now, so we can keep going. The store, self-explanatory. This is where you buy boards and stuff. And then here's the online tab. This is where you'll have everyone who's in the session. You can see I'm Stakester, and this is everyone here. This is where you can challenge people. It might be disabled right now, I'm not sure. But you used to be able to challenge people to games here. I've had mine declined. And then here you go. Here's your tips. This is your grab menu. We'll be covering that a little bit more, and we'll be covering this tips in a bit more detail. And lastly, here's the menu with credits and options if you need to change anything. So to start off, we're going to be just going over to the let's start off at the race course. But you're just gonna start like this. You're just gonna keep going. So we're gonna start with the left stick. If you watch the controller on the screen, this will give you good input. But to turn left, you just move the left stick. Turn right, you move the right stick. The more you stay on the middle plane, the better carve your player will do. If you hold it down, he does some nice deep carves. Alright, now you're picking up a little speed and you want to slow down. Let's say you don't want to do these massive carves, you just kind of want to go straight and speed manage. Well, this is what your right thumbstick does. So if we go back up top, we make a little turn, get on track. Your right stick moves your board. So if we just do right stick to the left, you'll come to a complete stop. If you press your left stick forward, it gets you moving again. So right stick to the left gets you to a complete stop, and left stick to get moving again. And same thing, if you move with the right stick, you kind of do like a backside slash, and yeah, that's how you can come to a stop in the most basic terms and do some turning. So now, if you want to combine the two, you can do some real snowboard carving. So let's do a left turn and a left swipe. See how you can do like little swipe out, little heel slip. Same thing with the other way if you do it that. Let's say you try and go opposite. Well, you're going to catch an edge just like in real life. Don't do that. See? Let's say you go inwards on your stuff, you're going to catch an edge. So just make sure you got some little fluidity with your motions. If you're going to go left, and speed check left. If you're going to go left, don't speed check right. You're going to fall. So it's all about having some fluid motion. If you follow this path right here, here's the best little run I found. So you can get some speed, you can do some practice, some big carvings. Slow down, boom, there you go. So yeah, that's your basic tutorial here. I mean, if you pull back on the left stick, it doesn't do anything. I mean, you can kind of heel swipe just doing that, just kind of playing the left stick. You don't even need to really use the right stick in that scenario. That's kind of just how to quickly stop, is use the right stick. That's what I do. But But if you just want to like slash out, slow yourself down on a run, you can literally just, yeah, use the left thumbstick. It's not as fluid, see? I don't like to really use that, but you can use it. It's nice for coming up to rails. Alright, so onto some basic jumping. So to do that, I recommend going to off the grid spot. A nice little recommendation is if you press down on your controller, it sets a waypoint at wherever you put it down at, see? And then if you press back on the controller, it resets you. So now you're lined up for the jump. Without putting anything, that's what your guy does off the jump. Just line up straight and go. That's what he does. So if you hold the right trigger, he jumps. Hold the right trigger, jump. Boom. Simple. Okay. So now, let's say you want to do a grab. Well, your bumper just represent your hand. So let's do left bumper grab. Left hand. See? Because left hand mute. So left bumper just automatically does mute grab. Right bumper, you go right bumper, grab inside, goes indie. So right bumper, grab to the right, that's indie. Right bumper, grab outside, that's going to be a stale fish. There you go. See? So you just go right hand outside, boom. Now right hand down. So to further explain how these grabs work, your right thumbstick in the air controls your movement. So see, if we just jump up in the air and do the right thumbstick right, he does a shifty right. If we do left thumbstick left, he shifties left. Left thumbstick, or right thumbstick forward, he pulls it down. Right thumbstick back, he pulls it up. So let's say you want to do right stick back. It's actually opposite grab as you'd think it would be. You push the board forward. Your right thumbstick, just think is your board control. So see, whatever your right thumbstick does, that's where your board is going to go. Push it forward, push it forward. Ta-da! That's how it goes. Push it back, your guy will pull it back. So that's why the grabs work like that. So let's say you want to go left hand nose grab. You go left hand, pull your board. Oh, my bad. Left hand, and then pull your board down. Left hand, boom. There you go. You always got to make sure you do your grab input first before you press the bumper. So yeah, left hand outside, grab, boom. There you go. There's some little tricky ones. So let's say Japan. This one's actually just left to the corner, down and to the corner like that. I mean, your guy kind of tweaks the board like that, and that's why it's like that way. You can kind of, if you want to look all the grabs, like I said, they're listed. Where is it? On the tips menu here on the right. If you want to do a quick spin off a jump, right trigger down, right thumbstick. Come off the jump, right trigger down, right thumbstick. Just like that. So now I'm going to introduce another concept with the right trigger. It's the landing. So if you do the same thing right like that, but right as you're about to land, press the right trigger. See how you kind of revert into that 540? So come off, hold it down. That time we only did a 360, but come off, left. See how your guy kind of muscles it around? What right trigger does on a jump is it matches your landing. So you come off, do a grab, match your landing. It'll, no matter what you do, your guy will come to do the landing. So like, I mean, this is a crazy example, but see, your guy will come to the landing. This is with easy mode on, not hardcore mode. See, wherever you are, your guy will just come. So right trigger saves you. If you want your feet on the ground, hold the right trigger. So in this case, if you want to land at 3, kinda, what you want to do is come up, left, and then pull it around, just like that. Does a little sketchy 3, but this is the basic sense on how to do a 360 off one of these jumps. So you want to go backside, same thing. Notice how when I press the right trigger, your guy gets a little bit of correction. Get a little bit of wiggle room with your body. You can shifty. That's what it's called in snowboarding, is a shifty. So pretty much you can use this to your advantage to land rotations, just like that. So let's say you want to do a little bit bigger of a rotation. Well, there's something called winding up. If you want to do that, you hold down your right trigger, you spin it to the left, like throw it to the left. You pull the right trigger off the takeoff. So like right as you're coming up the jump, like right here, you want to pull your trigger to the right, or your thumbstick to the right, and then right when you're at the lip, like right at it, then you flick it left and release the thumbstick at the same time. That makes your guy spin. See how we're landing in like kind of a 540 now? Oh, messed it up that time. But as you can see, if you combine all three steps of what we just learned, you can kind of land in that 540 pretty consistently. Now if you combine the grab, there you go. You can get even a 720 maybe. So now the left thumbstick in the air. What this does is slight body movements, as you can see. Left thumbstick in the air is what controls your rotations. So, let's say you just straight air and you don't do anything really. Oh, that was not. If you just straight air and don't do anything, your left thumbstick's gonna do nothing. But if you do a spin off of it and you do left thumbstick, see how your guy kind of wraps up in a rotation? It's nice to use the left thumbstick. That's how you can get your spins moving faster. Let's say you want them moving slower, you can do the same idea. Here's with it, left thumbstick to the left. Here's the same trick, but using it the opposite way. See how it slows your rotation? Now, let's say you go off a jump and you wanted to do a flip. So, this is where your left thumbstick comes into handy, because as you can tell, you can't pre-wind a flip off the takeoff. You can spin one really fast, maybe. Let's see, can you spin one? Yeah, see, you can't even spin a flip off a jump. So that is all done with your left thumbstick, see? So in the same sense, you could flick your right thumbstick to the left off the takeoff to do a spin. You can flick your left thumbstick down, you do a backflip. Sometimes lets you do a little, like, see how you can kind of do a barrel roll that way? This one is one of the harder, like, barrel rolls are like almost impossible in this game. See how it's really hard to do it. So you just go on a, if you're gonna be doing flips, you're gonna have to be doing them wildcat or front flip off the takeoff. But yeah, that's what the left thumbstick does. So let's say now if you combine the two, the flip and the spin, you can kind of cork it. See, if you go left and down right out the takeoff, see what happens? Your guy kind of, instead of staying flat, see that's just flat spin. If you add the left thumbstick to it, your guy corks. Ta-da! Your guy corks it out. Like I said, if you get stuck upside down, you want to bring your feet down, right trigger. Add in the grab, and then release the grab and press the right trigger. There you go. Right trigger. Even backside, it works the same. And depending on how hard you press it certain ways can depend on how how hard your guy rotates. So let's say you don't flick it that hard off the takeoff with the right stick. You just want to do a 180. There you go. You just do a light flick. That's a harder flick. It's hard. You gotta be delicate, but it makes a difference. Here's a very light left flick. Does a 180. Here's a medium flick. And then here's a hard flick left. You can almost get that 540. Let's see if we can get that 540 around. Almost get that. Yeah, there's that 540. And then here's the pre-spin. Here's the pre-spin with the left thumbstick. So if you combine all of them, you can really get rotations going fast. As you notice, sometimes I get corked out. It's all about the timing. Like I was saying, if you pop kind of left off the takeoff, like if you press the left thumbstick too hard off the takeoff, it initiates that barrel roll rotation. Hence why our guy does that. But if you want to just spin faster, wait a little bit off the takeoff and then press the left thumbstick. That way your guy doesn't accidentally initiate that barrel roll. Unless of course you want to do that. But if you want to do that, I recommend flicking the thumbstick down instead to do a proper cork. As you can tell, there's a few different ways to do each trick. That's where the style of this game can come into play. But yeah, this is the basic jumping tutorial. As you can see, if you combine them, you can really get some weird combinations going. You can preload spins too, so let's say you want to do like triple backflip, like I was saying, with the right thumbstick spinning. You do the same with the left thumbstick, so there you go. There's a pre-spun left thumbstick. If you combine, you do corks. Really fast spun corks. And the more you play this game, you can learn. Oh, there's another player. But the more you play this game, you'll learn certain rotations, certain grabs will spin up rotations. So that's kind of just part of the style of your rider that you will learn. So yeah, in the next tutorial, I'll teach you guys this S-carve technique. It allows you to be able to spin bigger jumps a little bit easier on a 360 rotation without having to do flicks, and it's realistic. We'll also focus on some bigger rotations like 1440s and multi grabs, like how to switch grabs in the air. Focus on buttering, and we'll focus on rail riding. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.